house on Ron Court, 118 Ron Court. You know what I'm saying? She asked Dad, "You in any pain?" Vicky did, and Dad was like, Dad said, "No." That's how I feel. I'm not gonna tell my mama no, but I'm not gonna leave my mama in no pain either. But I always try to monitor and make sure and monitor what I'm doing. Like if it's on a Monday, if I use a pain med, Daniel's pain med, then I don't, for 2 weeks I try not to. You know what I'm saying? For 2 weeks I try not to. But you don't even ask me. I'll ask you if you're in any pain. You know what I'm saying? And then I know my mama. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to my mama no pain either. But I notice, you know what I'm saying, when I do give you some pain, that you have your legs shake a little more at times. You know what I'm saying? That to me indicates you might have some problems with medicine because of your heart. And that's probably why you have going through that now. Same thing I told Daniel 3, 4 years ago. He didn't want to believe me then. And I argued with him, I yelled at him, I told him I didn't want nothing to happen to him. He wake up sick, throwing up from alcohol really, but also his medication. And I kept telling him, I yelled at him, I barked at him, I kept saying, I don't want nothing to happen to you. I don't want nothing to happen to you. Look what my mom's going through. He'd be all on the floor throwing up. I had to put ice packs on him, on Daniel. You know what I'm saying? Me all upset because of things I'm gonna happen to my best friend, things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I told him 3 years ago. I said, I'm telling you. I said, that's probably why my mom's going through what she's going through with her heart because of the medicine. They don't tell you that. I know that. I don't need them to tell me that because what my mom's going through, or that. One or the other, there's no difference but the molecule. So it makes no difference. You know what I'm saying? And I told Daniel that over and over and over. And I told him, and all of a sudden, one day he comes back. I swear on Grandma and Grandpa's soul. He comes back one Monday, goes, "You're not going to believe this." He goes, "Remember what you were telling me about a year and a half ago? I go, yeah, barking at me about this, stop drinking that, it's going to cause this, cause that, cause me to have heart problems." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Why are they making everybody that takes my medication take cardiac tests now? Mandatory." I go, "There you go. I rest my case." So anyway, I tell Dina everything when I think you're in pain. When I think you're in pain, and I give you some Daniel's pain meds, I tell Dina. Dina knows. I text her and tell her. She knows every single time I give it to you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't tell you that, but now I am. It's the first time I told you that. Believe me, she knows. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She knows. I tell her in story mode, long ass text. You know what I'm saying? So she knows. But the only reason why I monitor it once a week is because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nothing to happen to your heart. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want my mom in no pain either. And I tell Daniel half the time, you don't even ask me. I ask you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to let my mama be in no pain. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to let my dad be in no pain. Vicky didn't let dad be in pain. I'm not going to let my mama be in pain either. You know what I'm saying? I know my mom don't feel good, and they damn even said the same thing. You know? You know? Now, I always try to make sure I wait until after you talk to your doctor or see your doctor. Like when you had your drain last, or when you see your doctor last, and they gave you some different medication, right? That's why I didn't give you no pain. I asked you if you were any pain then, so I wasn't going to give you none because you were already real tired and you were already sleeping. So I didn't want you to take no pain meds from like Daniel got versus the medicine they gave you. I don't know what kind of reaction it would have. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. You know, Mama?
I gotta make sure I'm awake at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I got it on the count. I got it on my thing too.
I gotta make sure my phone's ringing too at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, I got it on my phone. I got it down. Me and Daniel got it down on the phone. Your appointment on your phone appointment. Monday at 9. It'll be up by 9. I'm gonna call you. And you're gonna give me an appointment. What?
I was called 9:15, but I want to make sure my phone's ringing at 9 o'clock because you might call me early.
Yeah, I will get up at 8 and get ready. Just to be on the safe side. I'll be up, nigga. I'll call your phone. I'll be up. And I'll make sure. Yeah. And I'll make sure you have your phone on and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Dr. Free gonna call you. But I told you it's power of prayer. Pastor been praying. You know what I'm saying? His wife's been praying. Becky, his daughter, Rebecca's been praying. I talked to her about you a lot. You know what I'm saying? And she's praying too. You know, Becky's a sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? That's Pastor's daughter. You know. She's a sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? That's my Becky. You know? But honestly, you know what I'm saying? That you know, what had Pastor and his wife and Becky pray, you know, it's the power of prayer. You know what I'm saying? Prayer changes things. You know what I'm saying, Mama? I know it doesn't seem like it at first, believe me. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it does. All of a sudden now you get a phone call. Dr. Free calls you. So what? You call him 1,000 times. You call him 1,001. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not stopping. You're not giving up. You keep fighting. You keep fighting. Every single day you get up, I know you're fighting. Every single day you wash and clean yourself up, I know you're fighting. Every single day you wash the dishes. Every single time you get up when you're not supposed to. Every single time you wash yourself, make sure you're clean all over your body. You know what I'm saying? I know you're fighting. When you change your clothes every day, I know you're fighting. When you wash your own clothes every day, I know you're fighting. When you make your own coffee every day, I know you're fighting. When you make your own food, when you do eat, I know you're fighting. When you change your own clothes, and I'm trying to grab your hand, and you say, no, I got it. I know you're fighting. I'm very proud of you. And that's why God hears your call. Because he knows you're not giving up. Like you said the other day, I'm not going to just lay there and die. I know my mama, she's going to stay strong. Like Dad said, stay strong. Keep fighting. Don't just, you know what I'm saying? I know you will never just lay there. Even though the doctor's telling you to just lay there, you're still getting up fighting. That's why I'm very proud of you, Mom. You know what I'm saying? And God hears you. God knows you're not just laying there, not giving up. God knows. God, in the Bible, it says in the Bible, God helps those who help themselves. It's in the Bible. You know, it's in the Bible. If you're not trying, why would God try? Why would God, you know, huh?
I'm not gonna lay down and
I know you're not, Mama. You're not. Every day you clean yourself up, like I told Daniel. Every day you wash yourself. Every day you wash your own clothes. Every day you get up, make your own coffee. Every day you change your outfit. Go in the bathroom in the morning, clean yourself up. You're trying. Every day you change yourself, you're trying. Every day you wash your own clothes, you're trying. Every single day you go to the doctors, call the doctors. Go down there. We're not talking about once a year or twice a year. We're talking about every other 2-3 months or whenever you get kids calling. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it. That's fighting. You know what I'm saying? When you're washing dishes, that's fighting. When you're making your own food, that's fighting. When you're going out and going shopping, that's fighting. When you're going down seeing your grandbaby, you're fighting. When you're getting out of bed, you're fighting. When you can't walk and you're still getting up, you're fighting. That's because you're a strong woman. A mother of 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? Raised 4 kids by yourself with no help. Dad helped when he could when he was out, but you know, he was always in prison, but he could do as far as kids are concerned. He couldn't help us that way, but all he could do is talk to us. Tell me how to be strong and watch my back and shit like that. But you took care of us by yourself. You didn't have no help. Okay, Grandma and Grandpa were there. Of course they're supposed to be there. They're your mom and dad, of course. It's like anybody else's mom and dad are there for them. You know what I'm saying? But you took care of us. Nobody else but you. You and you alone. You know what I'm saying? You took us to school. It was because of you that Grandma and Grandpa were helping at times take care of us. It's because of you. It wasn't because of you. We wouldn't have no Grandma and Grandma. You had to have a mom and dad before we could have a Grandma and Grandma. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just like anybody else would go to their Grandma and Grandpa or their mom's parents or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So what's the difference at times if you did? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shit. All the other times we were with you, we had 2 Christmases, Grandma's and yours. You know? Ain't like we only had Christmas at Grandma's house and we didn't have Christmas at your house. We had Christmas at Grandma's and Christmas at your house. So I know every time we fight, our dad would always, that dad stayed strong. That dad's in a different situation, but Dad stayed strong for 20 years. And he could have gave up. Those are warriors, man. Dad drove himself to the hospital to die. You know what I'm saying? I told him to always call me. I'm taking you to the hospital. You need to go, Dad. He drove himself to the hospital to die. You know what I'm saying? He drove himself to the hospital to die.
even though I did stab him all the time.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He didn't want nobody else to worry. He was there, he was dying. You know what I'm saying? And he drove himself to go die. He didn't ask nobody to drive him. He didn't ask nobody to take me down there. He drove himself down there to die, man. Come on, man. Ain't no strength. Ain't no strength. Man, come on. Ain't nobody got nobody knows that they have that kind of strength to do a time. Nobody does. Not one person on this planet Dad drove himself to the hospital to die. And he didn't ask somebody, please come with me. You know, please. You know, he drove himself to the hospital to die. And he stayed strong for 19, 20 years with 3 terminal illnesses. He could have gave up a long time ago. You know, he told me he thought about taking a hot shot to the vein or going to the dome. You know what I'm saying? Because he's seen his friends in prison die from AIDS. He's seen his friends die from AIDS. He's seen it. He knew what he was up against. He knew what he was facing, not just overnight, not just old age, not just because you lost your leg or you think you can't move. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about 20-something years knowing what he's facing and still didn't take his own life. Still didn't go to the vein and take his life. Still kept trying for 20 plus years with no hope and 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 terminal illnesses.
Sarah, you do it. Really? Yeah.
Now that's strength, man. That is strength. No one can say they have that strength. And the only one other brother that got strength is my mama. Because, you know, your dad stay strong. Stay strong, Bobby. Stay strong. You know what I'm saying? That's where my mom's strength comes from. A lot of people say they're strong. And when that time comes, they ain't strong. They think they are, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No one knows how strong they are. Not me, not nobody walking this planet knows how strong they could be until that time comes. You know, nobody knows that. There's no way you can. And if you're lucky enough to make it to 60, 70, 80 years old, then the real test comes in. You feel me? Then the real test comes in. And no one, again, no one can say that that's strong until that time comes. Not me, not the guy next door, not this guy over here. Because the whole point is we hope to make it to that age. You're not guaranteed to make it to 60, 70, 80 years old. So you can go, I can go tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I can go tonight. You know what I'm saying? No one knows that. No one knows that kind of strength. But you see how strong you are when that time comes. By getting up. By still trying. By not asking, you know, like being alive, but really you're dead. Alive is alive, and dead is dead. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because the old saying is fucking, you know, if you ain't doing it, might as well be dead. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know, I mean, I know you're still trying, Mom. I know you are. I know you are. I know every day you get up and wash dishes and try and get your own water, get your own coffee and drink your own water without doing this. You know, going down to Walmart, buying the baby some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Cooking, doing this. You know, you're doing something. Washing your own clothes, you're cleaning yourself up. You doctor tell you don't get up, but you still get up. I don't want to get up too much, but then again, I understand where you're coming from. I know my mama's strong. Shit, I know you're strong, Mama. Daniel knows you're strong too. Uncle Linda knows you're strong. Shit. Uncle Linda knows you're strong, Mom. We all do. We all know you're strong. Daniel knows you're strong. Pepper knows you're strong. Buddy knows you're strong. Nala knows you're strong. Auntie Linda knows you're strong. I definitely know you're strong. Daniel knows you're strong. And Dad in heaven knows you're strong. That's why you're doing your thing. You know? Now you got an appointment coming up. You gotta get a little, you'll get a little healthier, you know? You know, Mama? It's like Dad say, stay strong, never give up. You know, Dad could have gave up, but he never did. Always, you know, never gave up.
Living among one another. All of this interbreeding, this fertility, like produces all of these monsters.
And you know, Carter's wife died. Jimmy Carter's wife died an hour ago. I sent it to your phone. Yeah, she died an hour ago now. Yeah, she just died an hour ago. Daniel was watching the game with Auntie, and it came across the screen. And plus, he sent it to me, let me know that she passed. Yeah.
One day after revealing the former First Lady had entered hospice care at home in Plains, back in Maine, the Carter Center said that the former First Lady had been diagnosed with dementia. You know, the Carters went back in 1947.
He got put in hospice care, Jimmy Carter, and then she did after a couple months later. She did. So they lived their whole lives together. Oh, and then you know, imagine being married for 75 plus years, live a whole life together, and then you both go into hospice care, and now you guys are both slipping into the next life, ready to go stand before God, Jesus, together at that very moment. I mean, people wish for that. Married couple will hope for that and dream for that. That never happens. No one knows their final hour. No one knows the end. It never goes that way. It's not scripted. It's not promised. I mean, grandma went before grandpa, and grandpa 5 years later. Usually, if you live so long like that, they think the next one's going to go within a month or two to a year. And we were surprised that grandpa lived even 5 years. 5 years and one day from grandma, because he just waited to be with grandma again. A lot of married couples hope and want that and wish for that. That never happens. Rarely does that ever happen because everyone's different and you're your own person. Even though you're married, you're still he's one human and she's the other human. But can you imagine to live your whole life together, married for 75 years, your wants, your dreams, your hopes, your ups and downs, your sadness, your happiness, your bitterness, your madness, your sadness, your happiness, your evil thoughts, your not evil thoughts, your skeletons in your closet, your not skeletons in your closet, the ups, the downs, did you cheat on me, did you not cheat on me, this, that, because they're still human, even though the first lady and former president. But then to live your whole life together, married for 75 years, and then at that very moment slip away together, side by side.
Well, remember what we all said, Grandma came for Grandpa.
Yep, Grandma did. Yeah. She did. She came because she came on Monday. Just like when she passed, she came to get Grandpa on Monday.
They went the same way.
In their sleep. Yep. Yeah. And I remember Grandma telling David that. Remember? And I seen David. Remember I told you, David Machado? I seen Brett's dad.
Yeah.
Kaiser. Remember? He's like, hey, what's your name again? He goes, me, Ronnie. He goes, Ronnie, yeah. He goes, wow, Ronnie, I'm getting old, man. Wow. He goes, I remember the parents, yeah, I remember the Grandma and Grandpa. That's right. But remember when David came over and talked to Grandma and Grandpa? Remember when his mom passed? Yeah, remember? And then he came from across the street. I remember upstairs. I was upstairs, right? I just seen David like last month at Kaiser with Daniel, right? But anyway, when I was upstairs at Grandma's house, I remember David ringing the doorbell. And he came over, and Grandma and Grandpa came to the door, and he goes, hey, David. And David goes, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Perry. He goes, David, how you doing? What's going on? How you doing, David? He goes, oh, I'm okay. And my mom passed away. And then Grandpa goes, oh, no, David, come on in, come in. And they were talking. Grandma and Grandpa were talking to David. And I remember Grandma telling, 1,000% on Dad, Grandma, and Grandpa's soul. I remember Grandma telling David, I was standing right there upstairs out my room listening. I had been about 15 years old, maybe 16. I remember clear as day. There's no questions asked. I was focused. I was listening to Grandma speak to David. And she said, if she ever goes, that's how she wants to go. When it's her time, is this peaceful in her sleep. And just go in her sleep. That's exactly what she said. Sitting right by Grandpa, and they both passed away in their sleep. Yeah. Grandma and Grandpa. I remember it like it was yesterday. I know exact. I'm a trillion, billion, quadrillion, million, 100% trillion on all my loved ones in the past I never even met. On my bloodline, on my unborn son, may God strike me dead in 5 seconds. I swear on everything I love, on Grandma's soul in heaven, on Dad's soul, on Gammy's, on Dad's dad I never met, everyone. Grandma said if she ever went, that's how she wants to go in her sleep, and she did. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what Grandma said that day. Man.
Former First Lady Rosalynn Carter has died. Mrs. Carter was 96 years old. The Carter Center just making that announcement one day after revealing the former First Lady had entered hospice care at home in Plano. First Lady had been diagnosed with dementia. The Carters went back in 1946. They are the longest married presidential couple in history, 76 years.
Wow.
Her husband, former President Jimmy Carter, he, of course, has been ailing. He is 98 years old, and he entered hospice earlier this year. Yep. She
was 96, he's 98.
Look now,
she's 3 years older than
former First Lady.
Former First Lady Rosalynn Carter was born in the small town of Plains, Georgia in 1927, the same place as her husband, the 39th President of the United States, Jimmy Carter.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear.
And even though the couple only spent one term in the White House, Rosalind Carter's effect is still felt in Washington.
I never doubted that he could be a great president.
While her husband was working on Middle East peace and trying to stem rising gas prices, First Lady Rosalind Carter was busy consulting with the president on both domestic and foreign affairs. She even attended cabinet meetings, sitting in any available seat. Jimmy and I were always partners, she once said. In 1977, she visited Central and South America as the president's personal representative, holding high-level meetings with leaders on issues like human rights, beef exports, and drug trafficking. But the First Lady's lasting impact is the role she played as honorary chair of the President's Commission on Mental Health.
That was the beginning of a lifelong crusade for me to try to help make life better for people with mental illnesses.
Mrs. Carter, who started her work on mental health as the First Lady of Georgia, oversaw a 20-person advisory board and developed 30 task forces for the commission. Her work resulted in a final report recommending the implementation of the largest reform of mental health legislation in close to 3 decades. Rosalind Carter also made sure to tend to the more traditional duties of her job as First Lady and mother to the Carter's daughter, Amy. She insisted Amy go to public school in Washington, D.C., and she began what is now normal for all First Ladies, a staff and office in the East Wing of the White House. Most of Mrs. Carter's work has been done since she and her husband left Washington after losing the 1980 election to Ronald Reagan. She spent over 20 years on the board of the Carter Foundation in Atlanta, and both she and her husband worked on building houses for Habitat for Humanity. There is nothing more important, she said, than a good, safe, secure home. When President Carter continued to travel in the years after his presidency, Rosalind Carter went along with her husband, visiting China in 2010, meeting with former Palestinian President Yasser Arafat in 1990, and attending the Democratic National Convention in New York in 1992. Rosalind Carter also continued to spend time in Washington, meeting with her successors.
She passed away too,
Several women,
She passed away too early, huh?
presidents who were honored by First Lady Michelle Obama at the Mother's Day event at the
George
White House
Bush's
in
wife.
2010.
Yeah,
In
she
her
passed
later
away
years,
ago.
Rosalind joined her husband
98
in
years
his
old.
work for the Carter Center. They assisted with international conflict resolution and observed elections such as the historic referendum for South Sudan in 2011. They also focused on health programs, fighting to prevent and eliminate neglected tropical diseases like guinea worm and river blindness. Through it all, Rosalind encouraged her husband through his brain cancer battle and recovery.
We've had an outpouring of support and prayers, and it's been really, in spite of all that's going on, it's been really kind of wonderful just to know that we had that kind of support.
Rosalind Carter was diagnosed with dementia at age 95. The Carters were married for more than 75 years. They built a family with 4 children and more than a dozen grand and great-grandchildren. In Washington, Brett Baer, Fox News.
That's crazy.
Again, the sad news to report to you this afternoon. Rosalind Carter, passing away in Plains, Georgia. She was 96 years old.
Damn.
You know, Mrs. Carter, through those years, she had a nickname, Steel Magnolia. If you remember that, she was a strong force behind her husband's political career, rising from a peanut farmer. He, of course, went to Annapolis. He was a nuclear engineer on submarines. Started his first campaign for the state senate in Georgia. She was on the side at that time.
Oh, yeah?
The time in the South when he embraced blacks and whites, involving African Americans in his campaigns and reaching out to them. He was elected governor and then president in 1976. Mr. Carter at the time saying to the American people, I will never lie to you. In a sense, trying to establish a new sense of ethics in the wake of President Richard Nixon's resignation and then the election of Gerald Ford, or actually the appointment of Gerald Ford, who then succeeded Mr. Nixon in the presidency. Jimmy Carter rising from the plain spokenness of Plains, Georgia to the White House. And of course, the controversies dealing with the Iranian hostage crisis that he endured for 444 days. She also participated in many of the charitable attributes Habitat for Humanity building homes
Yeah,
for the less
Habitat,
fortunate
man.
traveling the world for the
Yeah,
Carter
no,
Center.
no,
Mr. Carter,
no,
known for the Camp
do it
David
themselves.
Accords as well as for
Yeah, she was telling me earlier.
Chip
They're
Carter,
building
one of the
low
sons
income
of those
houses.
After
involving
Yeah, after,
politics
yeah, I know,
and
yeah.
to local politics
Yeah,
in
that's what mom was
Georgia.
telling me
Well, the
earlier.
shocking
Yeah,
development
yeah,
according to
yeah.
that she was just, the Carter Center announced it a couple of days ago
She was
that
like
she was suffering
president of
from
mental
dementia,
health.
entered into
right.
hospice
Yeah,
this all the
and
time
she
while
could go to
her
Africa,
husband has been in
Central America,
hospice care
and shit.
since earlier this year.
That's crazy.
He is right now
She did
98
all that
years
shit
old. She
after
His own
was
mom, really. We watched
96,
Aliens.
and
Like,
even
turn on
after
everything
serving in
and
the
talk
White
about
House,
Jesus,
they
what
returned
happened.
to their
I took her
home
phone,
in
but
Plains,
you see it.
Georgia, which they bought in 1961 for $167,000. He was $1 million in debt when he
That's
left.
crazy how they're both in hospice together,
the
side by
White House,
side. And they
because
slip
of
away
the
to me in
business.
front of the
Hi,
president.
Leonard Brian Kilmeade.
They
I
live
want
a
you to do me
whole
a
life
favor. I
together.
want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page.
Slipping
This
away.
is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary,
Live a whole
any
life
great
together.
news
Slipping
bites,
away.
any great interviews coming
Man.
your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube.
After
So
he
subscribe.
you know, and then you could. I hated him.
cannot know for sure.
Can you guess how Grandpa felt?
I know, right?
Oh my God, he had to sit through him and pretend like he liked him because.
And the old Godzilla movies are Chinese with Chinese people.
Yes.
We know you don't understand what I'm saying? Oh, man.
So we had to sit through him.
Dang.
And then when we left out of the house, Grandpa was blowing a shit. His brain was going to his skull.
Yeah.
All the way down from Pacifica
Yeah.
to Tampa, from over the hills. Oh my God. Grandpa was showing a hit.
Yeah, I know Grandpa was probably pissed.
He
Damn.
was. He was cussing all the way home, and Grandpa don't cuss.
Dang.
Yeah, he was cussing all the way home.
Yeah, I grew up on King Kong. That's why I like it so much, King Kong.
Well,
Now they put it on the big screen. That's hella raw.
King Kong was in some of the Godzilla movies too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're getting to now. We're getting to King Kong versus Godzilla. We just had it last year.
There was some Chinese movies with King Kong in it too.
Yeah, King Kong versus Godzilla. It already came out last year, a year ago.
No, but these were the old ones.
Yeah, I know. I'm just talking about the now is it's on the big screen now. You know what I'm saying? That's what's cool. And now they made a Monarch. They made Monarch. You know what I'm saying? Which is a series of Godzilla. Legacy of Monsters. I'm assuming it leads into Kong versus Godzilla too. And that's dope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, only thing I like about Godzilla when he gets hella mad. When he gets hella mad, he shakes like Nala. His face, he shakes like Nala. He goes, you feel like that shit's hella funny, dude.
Grandma and Grandpa had to sit through them because they love Gilbert. Grandma and Grandpa, that's Grandma and Grandpa's niece and nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Robert and Gilbert's kids, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's talking about the trustee of Grandma's estate,
Yeah.
Janice Blackford's mom.
Janice is their brother. Janice is their sister.
Who?
Gilbert.
Yeah, I know, but Janice Blackford is Aunt Delpha's mom, daughter.
That's their brother, Gilbert.
Yeah.
Nancy and Gilbert are brother and sister.
She was a trustee of Grandma's estate.
Yeah.
Janice Blackford. I wonder if she's still alive.
Evil.
I wonder if she's still alive.
I don't know. She's in Medford, Oregon.
Medford, Oregon, yeah. Janice Blackford.
Yeah.
Blackford. Hey, Ron. You know, now I think about it, she did look like Aunt Delpha. Delpha's her mom. Aunt Delpha's her mom. Well, you know, no one ever said when Aunt Delpha died.
Oh, she died before Grandma.
Did she?
Yeah. I love that.
I love Aunt Delpha too, man.
I never found out until I got older if she used to watch me as a baby.
Yeah, I love Aunt Delpha, man. I love her, dude.
I used to get into the baby aspirin, the orange little bear baby aspirin. I used to get into them all the time and overdose, and Grandma was trying to take me to the emergency room when I was little.
You want Monarch then?
It started my drug abuse.
Oh, yeah, man, yeah.
Do you hear me? Started my drug abuse.
Yeah.
Getting into bear baby aspirin.
Oh, yeah.